Hey, ICC Stock Gang, it is your girl Xaviera, and I am here with another live, but I am excited to have you all here. I see two people are here with us so far, so it'll take a minute for some other people to come in. So I just want to let you know that I do have settings set up. So if you have any questions or any comments during this live, you can go ahead and post them in this live and I will be able to see what questions you have and I can go ahead and answer them. All right, so let me just begin because this week we had a lot of new people join the ICC Stock Gang, and I am so super excited about this. My purpose for starting the ICC Stock Gang was because I discovered the stock market 1 o'clock. Well, you know what? For the newbies, let me just tell you. I've always wanted to get into the stock market, but like many of you, just to be honest with you, it felt like it was over my head. It was above my head. I didn't truly understand what it was about. I felt like it was over my head. I felt like I'm not fully equipped or fully educated to try to get into the stock market. This sounds like something that some people on Wall Street all about, and that's not my ministry because I was born and raised in South Jersey. And I was just like, you know what? I'm intimidated. Boo, I'm gonna leave it alone. Well, what happened was, the Corona crisis came through. And the pandemic hit us. Everybody got stuck in the house, and I started spending even more time on social media as if I'm not already there enough with ice cream convos. And one day I was just scrolling and I saw this meme that said, "While y'all out buying toilet paper, rich people buying stock." And I was like, oh, well, you might be onto something. And then maybe a day or two went by and I logged on again. I was scrolling, seeing what people doing. And I saw another meme that said, "While y'all online shopping, rich people buying stock." I said, okay, Nubian Jesus. Now I done seen this twice on two different occasions. And I know when you're trying to show me something and I need to pay attention. At that point, that is the point that I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and make it my mission to find out about some stock because in full transparency, I have been as broke can be. And I've had moments where I felt like I should walk through the house in a fur coat. Right now is not the time to be walking through the house in a fur coat. Right now is if you got a fur coat, you better bunker down with it because if the lights get and the heat get cut off, you might need it for warmth, right? Okay, so with that being said, I was like, you know what? Right now, I'm blessed to be in a position where I'm not scrounging like I used to be. I'm not struggling like I used to be. I am able to live comfortably, right? But I want to be able to live comfortably, if you get my drift, right? Okay, so with that being said, I'm like, okay, the stock market right now is a great time to get into the stock market. Well, Zavi, why is now a great time to get into the stock market? Well, it's because everybody out here suffering. Can't nobody go nowhere. And this few businesses that are essential, they're surviving by strands and threads. And, some of them are doing a lot of hiring and getting people in, so that we have somewhere to go to get our groceries and go see our doctors and stuff. But there are a lot of industries that are absolutely suffering. Hell, ICC suffering because I ain't got nothing to write about. And I don't want to write about coronavirus all day long. But unfortunately, that is where I'm finding myself at because TV shows production shut down, movies production shut down, movie releases pushed back. Whatever was popping in these streets, events pushed back, canceled. I was supposed to go to an event with Beyonce's mama before, the Rona got out here, start biting folks in their chest. So everything has basically come to a stop except for the horror heads who are still out here passing germs back and forth. And so I said, okay, I got a lot of downtime. Let me find out what this stock market is about. 1 o'clock in the morning, I push past fear because everything you want is on the other side of fear, right? So I pushed past my fear, downloaded the Robinhood app again, and I actually finished completing the sign up. Now, raise your hand if you was like, I got to tell them all this just to be buying some stock. Trust and believe. I backed out of it a few times because the minute they asked me for my SSN, I was like, oh, heck no. But then I remembered, based off of my credit score, don't nobody want my social security number. So I was like, okay, well, let me just go ahead and finish filling it out. So I went ahead and finished filling it out. And then I guess somewhere along the line, it clicked in my head that they need this information to verify that I am a real human being and not a scammer out here trying to hop in and embezzle money and all kind of other mess that people be doing in the stock market. So they really want to be able to identify my identity, which is the reason why they might ask for your driver's license number, or they might ask for your social security number, or they might ask for your banking information so that they can tie your money from your bank account over to them, so that when you get ready to buy stock, you can easily transfer money in from your bank account to the Robinhood app and then go ahead and purchase your stock. Same thing when you're ready to withdraw, they can go ahead and transfer that money back to your bank account. So that those are the reasons. And of course, anytime you open a bank account, they go through the different channels to verify your identity, unless you're a top-notch scammer and you're able to get it off. Okay, so that is a reason, one of the reasons why they were asking for a lot of information, because I know it is intimidating. Trust me when I say, I was like, Then I thought about it and I was like, can't nobody do nothing with my information right about now. So let me just go on and give it to them and see what this see what this stock talking about out here in these streets, right? So I signed up for the app. They gave me one free share of stock. That is why the minute you walk through the doors of the ICC stock gang, I tell you to download the Robinhood app. I know there are a lot of different apps out here that you can use for the stock market. I am not familiar with them, and I apologize for my ignorance. I came in with Robinhood. That's what I know. I think Jay Slay recommended Webull if you want to get more in-depth information about particular stocks that you're maybe interested in buying. So Robinhood and Webull, those are the two apps that you need to download. I have links all over this page for you to download the Robinhood app. So once you download the app, you fill out the information. They give you one free share of stock. I love the little thing they do with the little scratch off where you got an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. But at the same time, it gives me anxiety because I feel like when I get one stock, if I had scratched something else, I would have got a stock of Apple. But I'm working on that. Okay. So you scratch off, you get one free share of stock. Now, when you scratch off and they show you that stock and tell you that this is your one free share of stock, ladies and gents, you are officially a stock owner, point blank, period. You are now in the stock game. If you don't do nothing else from that point forward, you are still in the stock gang, okay? Because if that stock does well, you could have that one share and that one share could do well and triple whatever it was, and you didn't even come out of your pocket, okay? So let's talk about so that's basically the introduction, okay? That is how I got into the stock market. That is how I'm trying to push y'all into the stock market through the Robinhood app, because to me, it just feels friendly for the novice stock trader or someone who wants to jump into the stock market. It just feels very user friendly. It feels very, I don't know. It was just, if it's easy for me to learn, I'm like, okay, I feel comfortable telling somebody else how to learn it. Okay. So with that being said, so let's talk about what stock is. Stock is basically when you buy a share of a business. Okay. So say for instance, if Ice Cream Convos had stock and I was like, Ice Cream Convo stock is $10 a share because this year is our 10th anniversary. Okay. So it's $10 a share. If you want to be part owner of ICC, you can buy a share of stock. 2 shares, 3 shares. You are part owner of this company. Now you are a very small part owner of this company. Don't walk up in the doors of Apple because you bought 1 share and be demanding, I need to see Mr. Tim Cook because my phone ain't acting right since I did an update. That we can't do that, boo-boo. No, we can't do that. That's not what it's about. You have a fraction, depending on how much stock you buy now, because I ain't trying to clock nobody's pockets, but you have a small fraction of this company. You are now a piece owner of a small fraction of this company. That in itself made me feel good that I was walking around owning a fraction of Sirius XM Radio and a fraction of Delta Airlines. So when I walk up to the gates, excuse me, excuse, you do know I own this here. It's a small fraction, but I own this. So y'all gonna put some respect on my name when you tell me it's time for me to board. And what is it like way in the back when you like cabin group 5, 6, when you sitting back by the bathroom? But I don't care. I own a fraction of this bathroom, right? Okay. So when you purchase stock, you own a fraction of whatever company that you invest your stock in or that you purchase stock in. How does the stock game work? How do you make money? Okay, well, you make money by this. I'm going to use ice cream combos as an example, okay? So if you purchase one share of stock of ice cream combos at $10 and we get the rocking and rolling out here and the company starts doing well and, our financials are coming in and our EBITDA is looking real good. EBITDA is basically like, I forgot what the breakdown of EBITDA is, but it's basically how well the company is doing financially, okay? And all this other stuff is doing good. Like the profit and the loss kind of balance out really good and your EBITDA is all that, right? So that's what I get for trying to use a TI word and couldn't even explain it. But anyway, so if the company starts rocking and rolling and the shares go up to $15, well, boo, you put $10 in, but now you have $15 worth of equity. Y'all following me? All right. You bought 2 shares of ICC stock for $20. The shares go up to $15, right? So you done bought 2 shares for $20, but the stock goes up to $15 a share. Now you have $30 worth of equity. You have made $10 on your 20. All right. Does that make sense? So basically it's whatever you buy your stock at, when it goes up, that is equity, additional equity on top of what you spent to purchase your stock. So if you bought stock at $20 and it went up to $30, you have 10 additional dollars of equity on top of the $20. So when you log into the Robinhood app, when you first purchase stock, it will tell you how many shares. When you go into ice cream combos, it'll say you have 1 share of stock and you bought it at $10 and your equity is $10. Well, when the stock goes up to 15, it's going to say you have 1 share of stock, but your equity is $15. Okay. And so on and so. So as the stock rises, your equity continues to rise. Now, if God forbid, ice cream combos start shooting bad, I get mad at myself and I fire myself from the company and the company go down the drain, or the company start doing bad, or photographers sue me again over some pictures that's on the site. And say if you purchased the stock for $10, but now the ICC stock done dropped. It done dropped to $6. Okay, your 1 share that was worth $10, it is now worth $6. So you have lost $4 of equity. That is the risk that you take in the stock market. When you purchase a stock, it's almost like going to I don't want to say going to the casino, but it's almost like playing a game, right? You buy this stock and you do your due diligence to find out, is this company going to do well? Do you think this company is going to last? And you purchase this stock. And now you're hoping for the best, but there is a chance that the stock could drop. There is very, very slim that a company will completely bottom out and you just lose your money lose everything altogether. So that is very unlikely, but we live in Trump's America. So I'm just putting everything on the table. Anything is absolutely possible. So with that being said, I talked to you about how I got into the stock game, what the stock game is about, how you make money from purchasing stocks, and how you can potentially lose money purchasing stock. Well, what do you do if you buy a $20 stock and you log into your Robinhood app on God's good Thursday morning of whatever month of whatever year, and that $20 share that you bought is sitting up there popping at $150? First things first, y'all better call me. Okay, because we need to clink mimosa glasses over the phone or something. Okay, because you have gone from $20 to $150. Child, do you know that is $130 worth of equity? So that is the best case scenario that we could all pray, dance, and body roll to, right? Okay, so your stock goes up. Well, what do I do, Zavi? What do I do? Okay, that's when you need to sit down and say, self, what's up, girl? Okay, so what we finna do? Well, I'm saying we had $130 worth of equity on a $20 stock. Now, do we think this stock may go up from 150 to 200? From 150 to 250? Do we want to take that chance and sit and just wait and see if it's really going to pop off? Or do we want to go ahead, put a condo on our wrist and cash out? Because that's when you sell the stock, right? So when your stock reaches what you feel is maximum potential and it's made you some money that you are fully satisfied with making, that's when you go ahead and sell your stock. And in the Robinhood app, it's very simple. You just hit the button to either trade it or sell it. You just hit your little button. And if you bought a $20 stock and it went up to 150, when you cash that stock out, you getting 150 for that stock versus the $20 that you bought for that share. That is when the best time, that's when it's the best time to go ahead and sell your stock. Now, you don't want to be like, start getting greedy. It's 150. I want it to be 350. And then you wake up tomorrow and it's down to $70 because now you have taken a risk. And now 70 is still good because that's a $50 equity upgrade in equity. But you missed out on $150 in equity because you were trying to be cute and you was going for the long greedy goal when that may not necessarily be the case. That is why it is also very important to look at the history of a stock. How has this stock performed over time? Robinhood, again, I'm going to sound like a commercial for Robinhood only because this all I know. Okay. This all I know. So you look at the history of the stock, and Robinhood is very good about giving, I'm just going to pull the app up really quick. I believe they actually give you the day, like the history of a stock over a day, the history of a stock over a week, a month, 3 months, 1 year, and 5 years. Okay. So you can look at how well of stock, and I'm going to show you this right here. This is what the page looks like. And if you put your finger on here, I don't know why I'm getting tongue tied all of a sudden. If you put your finger on, let me bring it down a little bit. Okay, so this is Norwegian Cruise Line. I have stock in this particular company. Okay, so I have already taken a loss on this stock because when I purchased this stock, I purchased it at $8.98 per share, but right now it's at $8.70. So I took a what was it 20? No, $12 loss, right? My fast math in my head, trust me, I wasn't paying attention in class. But anyway, if you place your finger on here, I'm going to show you the dollar amount. If you place your finger on here, see these additional numbers came up and you scrub across, it will tell you the history of the stock over a period of time. Any stock that I purchased recently, because I kind of got a little addiction. I'm pooky when it comes to the stock. I'm pooky. What I do is I look at January. I start at January and I scrub across. And if you start at January, you can see how the stock came in on this Happy New Year. And then February, the stock started being like, anybody else throat hurt? And by March 18th is the day that most stocks across the board completely bottomed out. And when I say bottomed out, I don't mean had to close up shop and die or whatever, but it bottomed out. Like that's when, if you was going to catch Apple slipping, March 18th was the day to catch Apple slipping and get that stock at a good price. And I think that's because that's the day when they started, this coronavirus shit, this shit's real. It's fitting to go down. Everybody got to get in their houses. Grab your mask, grab your kids, grab your husband and wife. Everybody out here, listen, just get in the house. And that's when everybody really got scared and the stock market dipped. It dipped so bad. Me sitting being scared. I'm scrolling on Instagram watching DJ D Nice do house parties when I should have been buying stock. Okay, so by the time I got into the stock game, I think I jumped in maybe like the 23rd. Maybe about the 21st. It was either between the 21st and the 23rd. The stocks were down. They were inching back up, but they were still low. And me being scared, I'm like, okay. I looked at the stocks and stuff. I looked at the app rather. I looked at the app on the 12th and the 15th. Scared. Didn't finish filling out the stuff. By the time I pushed past my fear and jumped in, the stocks were slowly crawling back up. Anybody else notice that after the stimulus package was passed, for a few days after that, stocks popped up? I said, okay. I had a bunch of green on my page because when the stocks fall below what it was the day before, it's in red. If it's doing better than the day before, it's in green, right? So I looked, my little list of stock had more green than red in it. I said, okay, red light, green light. I see what we doing. But over time, we have to, what I want to express to all of you and what I need all of you to remember is we are in this for the long game. If you are expecting to buy stock on Monday and be balling, talking about, I'm so tired of balling. By Friday, this is not for you. It's not. It's not for you. This is a long game. I don't expect any of us to really see the fruits of our labor of what we are doing right now, at least for a year, at a minimum, at least, because this coronavirus stuff, I don't know how long it's going to last, right? Because I saw something the other day that said the summertime, it might get back chill. We can come outside. But when the fall comes back through, they're expecting another wave of coronavirus. And I was like, I really wish I did not see that on TV. But it's my duty to tell y'all that, because summertime, your stock may start doing good again, and it may dip off again in the fall. And I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to be like, oh, Xavier done pulled me into this BS. I done spent my money, and now look, I got all reds and no greens. That's not what I want you to do. Do not panic. This is a long game. Basically, think of your stock as planting a seed in the backyard and just letting that baby grow. Go out there, water it, take a look at it. Okay. And just and plant it and let it grow. Okay, nurture it, let it grow. So we talked about how to get in the stock game, what the stock is about, the best stocks to buy. Oh, so let's talk more about the best stocks to buy, because I really feel like I didn't dive into that as much as I should. When I first jumped into the stock game, the things that I was hearing people say a lot, and I always tell my kids, don't be coming to tell me what somebody said, because everybody be talking whatever. But I heard a lot of people say that you should always start with things that are of personal interest to you. So before you hop into the stock game, well, all of us in this chat right now should at least have one share of stock. Because if y'all did not sign up for that Robinhood app, I'm going to slide into your personal DMs and be like this. How you just going to leave something free sitting on the table? Don't leave nothing free sitting on the table. Okay, because that little free might give you some positive equity, and you can make a little change on that thing. Okay, so if you do not have the Robinhood app yet and claimed your free share of stock, when this thing is over, go through the group and find the thing that says claim your free share of stock. Click it and get your stock. Okay, that's first things first. But what I want you to do before you start personally purchasing stock outside of your free stock, write down some things. Write down places you like to go, your favorite stores, things you like to do, things that just those type of things, right? So for me, places I like to go Chick-fil-A. I don't know what they don't have no stock for Chick-fil-A, because my child was trying to get me to buy that. I like to go to the movies. I like to go out to eat. I like to go places, so I like to get on planes. And then write down all the businesses that you think are hurting right now due to coronavirus. Nothing more than coronavirus. Nothing outside of because see, right now is a good time. Okay, so write down all the companies you think hurting because of coronavirus. Well, airlines hurting because we scared to get on the planes, and they just recycling that air with the little thing that blow down. That ain't enough to make sure no germs get up in here. That's not enough. So the airline industry is hurting. The cruise ship industry is ass out. Okay, they're using cruise ships now as hospitals. And now I just read an article earlier today that says some cruise ship that done pulled up got about 45, 35 people on there with coronavirus. So cruise ships, airplanes, movie theaters across the world are closed it with a T at the end. All the movie theaters are closed. Movie companies hurting. They can't film. Production crews, they can't film amid coronavirus because it's a risk for people to come on sets and film. So film industry, TV industry, clothing industry. Ain't nobody going up in those stores. Macy's had to lay off thousands of people because nobody is coming into the stores to shop, because we supposed to be staying at home, correct? We supposed to be at home. So retail industry is suffering. Movie industry, hotels. Thank you, Rashana. Hotel industries are suffering. So you have to think about all the casinos are suffering. You have to think about all the industries that are suffering right now due to coronavirus, and think about all the industries that once we get past this, because this too shall pass, sweet Nubian Jesus. So when we get past all of this, and when life goes back to normal, or whatever our new normal is, which industries are going to start benefiting for us being back on the good foot? That's who you go buy stock in. That's where you go buy stock. Shout out to Jay Slay for putting us on to INO stock. I think it's called Innovio. The Department of Defense gave them millions, I don't know if it's millions or billions of dollars to work on a vaccine. So if them jokers over there get that vaccine together, how many other girl, boy, what you think gonna happen with that company if they come through with that vaccine? Because when other things come down the line and other infectious diseases come down the line, who they gonna call first? INO. I picked up 5 shares the other day. It is under $10. I picked up 5 shares the other day. I think the stock is INO is probably roughly around between $7 or $8 or $9 right now. I can't remember. I didn't look right before we got on here. But those are the type of things. Cannabis industry. We all stressed out, but people don't want no pill addiction. So people are going to start getting into that cannabis, puff passing, medicinal cannabis, dispensaries. The cannabis industry coming. Just get ready. The other day, I told y'all about this particular stock that I think it was Jay Slay again put us on, and it was someone else in the group, one of my other babies in the group, had listed out all these different cannabis stocks that are looking real mighty good right now, and they are literally under $1. Do you realize you could own 5 shares of stock for $5? For less than $5? Because when I checked this morning, I think the Aurora cannabis stock was like 84 cents a share, something like that. I came in and got it at 90 cents a share or 94 cents a share. Okay, I lost a little bit of change on that right now, but it's cool because I'm sitting back, because by the time we get done with this stuff, and don't let somebody figure out that marijuana got some type of benefit to the coronavirus, because it's really going to be popping out here. Okay, so there is an opportunity for you to get for you to get stock shares without spending a lot of money. And that's another thing that I want to talk to you guys about. With that being said, if you come across a good stock, share it with the group. Like this, I created this space for us to uplift each other and to give each other an opportunity to set ourselves up to be better on the other side of this. Okay. So now is not the time to be hoarding information. Now is not the time to be lurking. And we are, I believe we might be at 100 members, if not very close to it. And I really don't want to be put in a position to start removing people from the group for lack of participation. And I do understand that some people may feel like, well, I really don't have anything to contribute because I don't know. And I get that. But if you don't feel comfortable necessarily jumping out saying, hey guys, I'm such and such, check out this stock. If you're an introvert or you don't feel that, but when you see other people in the group who are trying to deliver information, who are trying to help us move along, you can at least like the post. You can at least show some love. Say thanks, bruh. Thanks, sis. Okay, boom, boom. We about to get this money, something. So, it doesn't take much for us to support one another and uplift one another in this. If you have questions, ask. If I can't answer, Jay Slay, some other people in the group are very knowledgeable of stock. Like the other day, Deidre came through and posted a webinar, and some of you were able to attend the webinar. Shame on me. I totally forgot about the webinar, but those who did attend the webinar, shout out to Shantae. And I don't want to call you like Miss No Guts or whatever, but came back and started sharing information from the webinar for those of us who couldn't attend the webinar. So we really, really, really need to work in this together. We really do. And, I'm going to start looking at profiles, and I am going to start removing people from the group who are not participating. And it's nothing personal. I just want to create a space of growing and learning and nurturing. And if someone has something good going on and it shows me that 99 people saw the post but 3 people liked it, that bothers me. Something is wrong with that, because that is not the type of community that I'm creating here. And I understand people are busy. You're trying to take care of your families. You're trying to make sure you won't cough or get a fever. I do understand that. But at the same time, I definitely want this to be a nurturing environment for people to learn, for people to grow, for people to purchase stock, for people to become stock owners, for people to build equity. You know, some of us have never had equity in our lives, except unless it was negative. Negative equity can always find us. But some of us have never had positive equity ever. And that's what I want. That is what I want. So look, with that being said, I had a conversation with a relative the other day, and she said, you know, this stock game is up, because literally if you call me on the phone right now, we're going to spend 30 minutes talking about stock. I don't care if you called to tell me about your baby daddy, your bills, somebody in the house got a fever. Before I hang up that phone, we're going to talk about stock, because that's just where I am with it. Because I feel like if more of us just understood how easy it is to just get a little, remember that old commercial, Prudential, get a piece of the rock or something of that nature. If we just understood how simple and easy it was to get a piece of the rock, the fact that you can get a free rock just for downloading an app. Like there is no logical reason. Like I just be wanting to scream at people. I really do want to scream at people. But anyway, so I'm talking to my relative, and she goes, you know, the stock market is cool and everything. She was like, but I just ain't trying to lose my money. And I was like, sis, I feel that. I feel that with this hand, and the middle. I feel that nobody comes in this purposefully trying to lose money. Nobody comes in purposefully trying to purchase stock and just, well, I mean, I don't care if I lose. Yeah, we care if we care if the stock is not doing well. But I always say, and if you saw the first live that I did, do not take necessary money out of your household to purchase stock. If your car, if you hiding your car at your cousin's house because you behind and your lender acting like they don't know COVID-19 is out here running rampant and they not trying to work out a deal with you, do not let me inspire you to take money that could go towards your car note to buy some stock because you want to set yourself up later. No, 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 no. That is not what it's about. That is not what it's about. Do not take necessary money out of your house to buy stock. I would advise, if you are going to jump in, just start with $25. Just start with $25. So, because with $25, if you find the right stock and you find something that is reasonably priced, you can get 5 shares of Aurora for under $5. So if you come in and you purchase some reasonably priced stock, boo boo, you could walk away with a bag full with $25 if you play your cards right. You really, really can. So don't come in and jump and then send me a text and be like, when I see you, you told me to buy this stock. No, 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 because I will fight. Don't do it. No, let's not do that. I want us to be in a better position. I don't want you to be, you know, sometimes they say you make sacrifices. No, 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 we're not making sacrifices for stock right now. We need to make sure we got food in the house. We need to make sure the babies and the family and everybody good. So I told this particular relative, she was like, well, I don't want to lose money. And I said, okay, well, can I have a real conversation with you right now? She was like, yeah. I was like, do you go get your nails done? She was like, yeah. I said, how much it cost you to get your nails done? Because your nails be looking cute when I see you. She was like, about like, you know, $25, $30. I tip maybe 35. I was like, okay, $35. Okay. How often you get your nails done? She was like, maybe like every 2 weeks, because sometimes my nails be growing a little faster than they usually do. And I was like, okay. So in 2 weeks, that's like $70. She was like, I was like, dang, do you know if you had skipped like one nail appointment, you could buy $35 worth of stock? I said, because, you know, within that 2 weeks, 9 times out of 10, your nails going to grow out or one of the nails going to pop off. So, I mean, technically, ain't that throwing away money? I mean, you look cute, but it just depends on how you look at it, because that could be considered, you know, some throwaway money, or you go get your hair done. And when you come back, after about 2-3 weeks, you be looking like you didn't even get your hair done. So, I mean, technically, that's kind of like throwing away money a little bit. I mean, because you talented, you could do your hair yourself at the crib. She is like, well, you know what? You do kind of got a point. I'm not saying that people who go out and do self-care and go get a massage and all that, I'm not saying you're quote unquote throwing away money. But what I'm saying is with those particular things that you're spending that money on, you can easily go outside and a nail pop off. So you lost one, you lost that. So now you got to go replace that. So all I'm saying is, if you regularly get your nails done, skip one nail appointment and buy you $35 worth of stock. If you usually go get your hair done, let me tell y'all something. I ain't been to a hairdresser in God knows when. You know why? Because I understand these hairdressers be putting in work. Like, much love to y'all. But there is no reason why just to blow dry my hair, I should be paying anybody $60 when it could take me 60 minutes to do it at home. I'm just saying. So with that being said, I could go ahead and make myself a little pretend hair appointment that would cost me $60, and I could take that $60 and purchase more stock. Now, another thing that I want to point out, set a limit for yourself. Set a limit of how much money would you be okay losing? Am I okay losing $100? Am I okay losing $200? Would I try to bury myself in the backyard if I just so happen to lose $300? That is a conversation that you truly need to have with yourself. And by doing that, then that will set the limit on how far you should go in investing. All right, with your portfolio. I don't know why sometimes I just can't talk, but with your portfolio. So once you hit $300, if you've bought $300 worth of stock, all right, I'm out. Because I know if I lose this $300, I'm going to punch Zavi in the face. I'm going to tear her whole group up. Set your boundaries. And that way you won't get ahead of yourself or get too far away from yourself. Because I tend to jump out the window a lot. I have a very addictive personality, and I have owned that. I have an addictive personality, so when I see things and I get excited, every time I open my Robinhood app and I see a stock that is dropped in price, I feel like I should buy it. Realistically, I'm not taking money out of my house that my family or my household needs. I have my play money, but I can't go outside and play. I can't go get margaritas with the girls no more on Friday nights right now. I can't go get my nails done. I'm not even gonna lie to kick it. I don't get my hair done. Okay, so I can't go eat at restaurants. It's a reason why, I got this booty do. I can't go eat at restaurants right now. So I'm, forced to cook at home. So if I knew I went to Applebee's on Monday, if I went to Old Charlie's on Wednesday, and I went to Chili's on Friday, 20, 40, 60. That's $60 worth of stock that I can allow myself to go buy, because I really do, honest to God, I'm not exaggerating, I eat out too much. And that is really a true depiction of how much I eat out. So that is, one of the things that you need to consider. Just consider how much, even maybe set aside a certain amount of money every month that you'll use to invest. $25 every month. Every month. I'm going to buy $25 worth of stock. But once you reach your cap out limit of, if for some reason, all of my stock, if stock Jesus decides to leave me hanging out here in the streets and all my stock hit the bottom and just completely bottomed out, would I die with this particular amount? And that is where you need to draw the line in the sand. And I don't care if somebody come in this stock and be like, yo, such and such stock is $20 a share. You just be like, nope. I am so serious about people getting into the stock game. Several times this week, I have cashed at people money just to get in the game with this. Here. That's how bad that I want people to get into this, because I don't know. And I really pray that we never see no foolishness like this again, as long as I'm on God's little planet down here. So we don't know if we'll ever see some foolishness like this again. If y'all keep voting for your boy, who knows what's in the cards. But I hope and pray that we never see ourselves in a position like this again. So while we in this darkness, let's go ahead and get our flashlights and get some equity. Get some equity. Take a chance. And when you get ready to purchase stock, look at the 52-week high, which is how high it's been in the last year, and look at the 52-week low. That will give you a picture of how high this stock could potentially grow or how low it could potentially drop. And use that information as a tool for you to figure out if this is a stock that you necessarily want to invest in. With Robinhood, I love the fact that they have analysts who rate to tell you if this stock is something you should buy, if you should hold it, or if you should sell it if you already have it. I also like how Robinhood includes articles. The most recent article, I saw an article. I want to talk about MGM because Joanna earlier on the in the group, Joanna mentioned MGM. She brought up that she heard MGM was a good stock to buy. MGM Resorts Casino suffering right now. I think they were about $11, maybe a little bit under $12 a share earlier today. When things are good, casinos are always popping, right? Casinos are always popping. So the article that I read about MGM through the Robinhood app said something to the effect of like, MGM has done some type of business, something with Bellagio, some type of property, something or other with Bellagio. But then MGM is tied into something with the Japanese market. And I didn't quite understand if they're trying to say that MGM, once they get back on their feet, they are planning to build a casino in Japan, or if the Japanese market or someone in Japan was planning to bail them out some type of way. But with that being said, it's a good stock. But we have to do more digging to find out, is MGM a risk? Because are they hurting so bad that they may completely fold up? Or am I catching them at a good time where they are dirt ass cheap and the Japanese market about to come bail them out and they about to build another casino over in Japan and really blow up? So that's where we have to do our little bit of extra research and do a little bit of reading. I've read more about stocks in the past few days and weeks than I have ever in my entire life. But another thing that I wanted to mention also was dividends. And that was one of the things that was brought into the group after some of our awesome ladies attended the webinar. There are stocks that pay dividends. And you're like, okay, well, what's dividends? Because I know it used to be a hip hop group called Funky Dividends, you know. No, well, the song Funky Dividends from 3 Times Dope. Well, dividends is basically when you receive a payment either quarterly or yearly based off of the amount of shares you hold in a company if that company pays dividends. So if I have 10 shares of Delta and Delta pays, 5-cent dividends every quarter and I got 10 shares, then I'll get 50 cents worth of dividends, a payment, equity, right? Well, that don't sound like much, right? You're like, child, I bought the stock for about damn $25 a share. Y'all gonna give me a 50-cent dividend? But the beauty of dividends is, say if you have a bunch of different stocks in different companies, diversify your portfolio. Go retail a little bit, go shopping, go airline a little bit, go, maybe some type of electrical engine industry or cannabis industry. Diversify your portfolio a little something, okay? So be diligent in that too. Don't just buy all into one area. Spread, try to go into different genres. And that's why I said to write down all the different things that interest you and things that you like and so on and so forth, because that'll help you diversify your portfolio. But say if you have these different companies and all these different companies pay you for dividends, they pay you dividends. Well, if you get, say if they pay quarterly, right? Well, after 4 quarters, you got $2. Go find you a stock that's under $2 and take that dividend and buy you some more stock, right? Buy you some more stock. Take it and throw it right back in and buy even more stock. or you can cash it out. So that's another perk of, so I've been searching like dividend paying stocks as well to find out, if I have any stocks in my portfolio that pay dividends, because that's just a little extra perk of money. And you ain't about to get rich off of no dividends unless you have a lot of shares. I saw some guy on Twitter, he buys like 40 and 80,000 shares and stuff. So his dividends be looking nice. They be looking real nice, but he takes it and he throws it right back in the market to buy even more shares and get even more in dividends. So as long as that company continues to do well, at some point in time, he can actually live off of the dividends, the money that comes in off the dividends of his stock. My threshold ain't no 80,000 threshold. My threshold down here a little bit. But Lord willing, who knows what all of us will be able to do down the line. Wouldn't it be beautiful? One of our stock gang members said, listen, can't you imagine all of us sitting up talking about how we was in the little group and now we all have made money from our stock? That is what I imagine. That is ideal. That is what I would love to see. You know how they be like, love to see it? That is what I would love to see. So with that being said, I know that some of you were writing things in the side, but I kept my eyes up because I like to make eye contact when I talk, but my comments are down here. So if I was looking over here, you'd probably be wondering where I'm looking. So I think that is everything that I wanted to touch on, just number one, first things first, get your free share of stock. Download the Robinhood app. I really, really hate that some of our gang members have had trouble getting the Robinhood app to work properly. Truly sucks. So hopefully we can find another app, for you so that you can get in the stock game. It just bothers me because I really would love the Robinhood app. That way I can know like what's going on and tell you what's going on here and on. Okay. So let me go ahead and look over here. Oh, just real quick. Get your free share of stock. Robinhood app. Get your free share of stock. Secondly, write down all the things that you're interested or all the industries that you think are really hurting right now due to the coronavirus pandemic. Make your hit list. We're going to call it your hit list. Make your hit list. What companies out here are not thriving right now because of COVID-19, or because we're stuck in the house? What companies are suffering because we are stuck in the house? Write those companies down and then go check their stock. See what they're doing. See how much their stock is. What's their 52-week high? What's their 52-week low? What is the stock price right now? And if the stock price right now isn't that far away from their 52-week high, personally, I wouldn't buy it. Not unless I was expecting something real good to happen with this company, or they got one in the chamber that they ain't fired off yet, and it is what it is, right? So make your hit list. Go in, do your research, take $25 if you have $25, because I'm not going to assume everyone has $25 because times are hard, and I do recognize that. Take $25 if you have $25 and go in and get you a bag of stock for $25. Basically, go in and bargain shop. Go in, read the analyst, because the analyst will tell you if this is a potentially good stock to buy. It will say 70% of analysts said this is a great stock. I saw one that said 100% of analysts said buy this stock. Buy it. Buy it, Rhonda. Buy it. So go in, see what the analysts are saying. Go in and see, do your scrubber to see if this stock didn't fall off until March 18th. If that stock was doing good before March 18th, it's going to do good again. Okay. So that's why I always do the scrubber and see what it was doing in January versus March, because a lot of these stocks fell off the boat in less than 60 days because of COVID-19. Okay. So do your scrub with your finger, go across and see how this stock was doing before Corona really hit us. And that'll give you an idea of what it could do once we get past this. Okay. So do that. Take your $25, bargain shop, get you a bag of stock, right? After that, set a threshold for yourself. If you feeling good, you feeling confident, now I done bought some shares, and you go in the Robinhood app. I turned on notifications every day. It will tell me if my stock went up. It will tell me if my stock dropped. And so I try not to get all, oh Lord Jesus, my thought done dropped, Lord. I try not to get all like that because I know this is a long game. Remember, this is a long game. This is not a short term, hit it and quit it. We in this for the long haul. We are in this to win this. So we have to sit tight. We have to be patient. Do not get anxiety on the days that the stock drops. Do not feel like you about to go outside and start pouring champagne on people when your stock goes up a day, okay? Because it could change from 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30. I think the market opens 9:30. It could change between 9:30 and 4:30, boo-boo. You could be on top of the world at 9:30 and 4:30. You want to bury yourself in the backyard next to that seed I was talking about earlier. That part. So, set your limit. What are you okay with? Worst case scenario. What are you okay with saying, you know what? I tried. I put that in, blah, blah, blah. I don't see none of us, and this is me with my positive thinking. I don't see any of us just being left ass out after putting our faith in God, and we going in this thing with pure hearts, pure intentions, and we just want to do better and have better for ourselves. I don't see none of us walking away from this ass out. I just don't. Okay. We may not win as big as we thought we was going to win, but I pray that we don't walk away ass out. Okay. But remember, in the stock game, there is a risk and there is a reward. The reward could be mad equity, and the risk could be the company just didn't do as well as we thought. Can't win them all. You got to know when to fold them. Now, when that stock get right, know when to walk away. Know when to run. If you bought a stock at $100 and it done dropped down to 20, sis, it might be time to tap on the door. It might be time to tap. Okay. So, if things get too bad, go ahead and tap out. Now, I don't want nobody suffering. Okay. I don't want any of you suffering. If you used to go get your hair and nails done, but you just can't right now, use that fund. If the money is still coming in, right. If the money is still coming in, then maybe take your play money and just, not all of it, $25 is all I'm telling you to do. And just jump in. Bargain shop, get yourself right. Okay. All right. So now I'm getting ready to look over here. I think I touched on all the talking points that I really wanted to talk on. Let me just say that I feel so excited, inspired. I don't know, like my heart is just full. The fact that I got so excited about the stock market. I just got online one day and was like, hey, y'all want to start a group? Anybody else interested in buying stock? And y'all was like, yeah, and came in and we created this group. And here we are. And so many of you have come into this group not knowing a goody god darn thing about stock, but now you are a stock owner. Even if you got one share, boo boo, you a stock owner. So, you could change your Instagram bio or your Facebook, like wife, mother, Bay, class of 99, whatever, 87, whatever class you was. And then at the end, stock owner. You could flex on them. Flex on the devil now. You can flex on them. So I'm just very, very proud of all of you. I'm proud of every single person who stepped outside their box. I'm very, very proud of each of you who have struggled. My baby Tisha is still trying to get this thing together. And I'm just proud of y'all for just being diligent and not giving up. If things didn't go as smoothly as you needed, signing up and joining and so on and so forth, I'm just proud of you for keep fighting the good fight and not giving up. And we're going to figure this thing out together. So don't give up. We're going to figure this thing out together. Okay. So let me look over here and see some of the comments. Just share some of your thoughts with me. Share your thoughts or just any questions that you may have. And I plan to share this video on the ICC YouTube page. So if you have someone who is not on Facebook, someone who may be interested in stock, but they're not on Facebook or they're not on social media, but they have a phone, then you can go ahead and share this video with them. And hopefully it will help them or inspire them to jump into the stock market. I literally keep telling my husband, I know he's so tired of me. I'm like, baby, if more of us just knew, if we understood, if we saw how easy it really, because I did not do it for so many years because I felt like it was just above me. I felt like it was above me now. It just was. I felt like I wasn't capable. I wasn't knowledgeable enough. And look at me. Child, I got so many. I done got so loose with buying shares. Wells Fargo gonna be at my front door with a mask on and some gloves. Like, ma'am, please hand me your phone. I get excited and I OD. So if one day y'all log on and the whole group gone and you start Googling me and it be like, go to icecreamcombos.com and be like, this domain is parked. Your girl OD. It'd be Black Monday around here. But nope, I'm not even speaking that into existence, because words are power and I have the law of attraction in my life and I attract wonderful and exciting things for all of us. Okay. So Machiavelli King said he's changing his bio right now. And Lily said, thank you for helping us. Tisha said, trying something new. Great idea. Yes, Alicia, we are going to get Sister Tisha there. Tanya said, this year has been challenging, but keeping the 2020 vision. Boo, that is a huge understatement. 2020, it's so funny because at the end of 2019, we was like, come on, 2020, because 2019 and 2020 was like, hold my beer. And 2020 showed out on us. Brian said, I love the fact that we're all growing together. I love that as well. I love the fact that I'll wake up in the morning and I'll read an article, and the first thing I think is, what's their stock? And I literally, I woke up yesterday, the first thing I saw, and I know it's divine. I know it is divine because first thing I saw was that post about AMC, hoping that theaters will open back up in mid-June. So I'm like, oh, let me go tell the gang. And I posted it in there to let you guys know the stock was under $3 a share. I'm like, go forth and be great. Under $3 a share, you can grab 5 shares for $15. Under $15, you can buy 5 shares. And because the movie industry may be back on track, but we are playing it day by day. But another point that I wanted to make, if the movie industry, like the movie theaters, because they're training us to be on demand people now. They're training us to watch at home. They're inadvertently training us, right? Because this is our temporary new way of life. Well, okay. If you don't feel comfortable buying stock in the movie theater, buy stock in the movie companies, because trust and believe, ain't nothing gonna stop movies from getting made. Right now they on pause, but the minute that they get the green light, they're gonna be right back on those studio lots, pumping out films. They have so many movies that are in the can right now. And here's a thought that I had. Was it yesterday or the day before? You know how like a lot of movie theaters, films that have been released, but they shut down the theaters, they're dropping them onto demand. Some studios are just skipping the whole process and just dropping things on demand. You got movies like Black Widow, A Quiet Place 2, is something else. Oh, Sony pushed back their whole roster with the exception of Fatherhood starring Kevin Hart. Sony pushed back Morbius. Sony pushed back, what else did they push back? I don't know why Morbius is the only one I can remember right now. But Sony pushed back their whole roster. They pushed it back to 2021. You know why? Because Sony said, we put too much time and effort in these films to be dropping them on demand right out the gate. No, ma'am. We want y'all to come out to this movie theater so that we can get these rankings on Box Office Mojo and that we can make these numbers and make history with these films and so on and so forth. No. We'll push these films back a whole year before we let you take away our shine. So that tells me that Sony expects those movie theaters to be back open, and they expect us to bring our behinds in there and sit in them seats too. So that's why I'm sitting pretty with my AMC shares. 5 shares. I always jump in with 5 shares, right? So I got my AMC shares because you have to watch the way the industry is rolling. You have to watch what they're doing and what they're saying and what they're not saying. You have some movies, Fast 9. They said, oh, y'all coughing? We're going to push that thing back to 2021. So with that being said, they pushed back Fast 9 2021, which means Fast 10 has been pushed back to 2022. So that's 2 movies in the can that we can always expect people to run out to the theaters to see. I know some of y'all sick of the Fast and Furious franchise, but it's people like me who ain't sick. Because as long as it's fast, and as long as it's furious, and as long as cars are flying and there are explosions, you can count on me to be there. So with that being said, As dire as the movie industry looks right now, I ride past a movie theater down the street from my house when I be, well, I don't go outside that often, but the time that I did have to go outside, I rode by and I was like, dang, parking lot just look empty, look like deserted town. But I know because they're pushing those films back versus dropping them on demand, they're expecting them theaters to open back up too. And they're expecting people to jump back out there too. So those are the things that we have to take a look at. I need you to keep your eyes, yes, you saw me, your eyes and your ears. I need you to keep your eyes and your ears, your mouth and your nose open. Okay? Look, y'all, stay alert because every single thing you see now will lead you to possibly a very lucrative investment. Okay. All right. So I'm just looking over here and seeing MGM is another one I snagged today. Yes, Samantha. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use my nail money to grab me some MGM. So shout out to Joanna for that tip today. Let's see. Yep. So we will be in the theaters, and I know who's gonna be sitting right in that theater next to me, and that is Mr. Brian Bidding. So we already know what time it is. So with that being said, just look at everything like that. All the TV shows, they had Empire. They had to cut the whole season short because they had to shut down production. Production got suspended due to coronavirus. So Empire is on their last leg, literally, like it's the final season. But think about those pilots that have been placed on hold, so we need to start looking into television stock, those pilots that have been placed on hold, those movies that are still laying on somebody's desk because they can't come in and negotiate and get the deals done. So just look into that. And did you see the article I posted about Roku versus Netflix? I am guilty. I will raise my hand and say that I assumed, not expected, I assumed Netflix was out here killing ish. Because I'm like, man, we stuck in the house. All we doing is watching Netflix. Everybody talking about Tiger King, which is some tomfoolery if you haven't watched it. Everybody talking about Tiger King. Me and my baby done started Lock and Key, which has been renewed for season 2. Shout out to icecreamcombos.com. And I'm like, yo, everybody in the house watching Netflix. But what I failed to realize was everybody who's watching Netflix, 9 times out of 10 already had a subscription. Every time they come along with a really good viral show like Tiger King, or what was the one we were talking about before Tiger King that really went viral and everybody was talking about Netflix? Like a When They See Us, things that will make people, Tyler Perry, the Bad Wig movie, whatever. Yeah, all those, right? So there are moments where Netflix will have programming that will make people, new subscribers, kind of flood in, right? But for the most part, it's us OGs who sharing Netflix with our mama and sharing the password with our cousins and our play cousins over there on the other side of the States of America. And so their money is basically holding stable. Their stock, like, kind of does like this, Netflix stock. It dips and body rolls, but it's still over $300 a share, so they ain't hurting. You feel me? But what I didn't consider was Roku. I don't have Roku, but I think I'm gonna get it for the simple fact that Roku is benefiting like a fat cat due to the coronavirus pandemic, because while everyone is in watching their streamers, their Rokus and their Hulus and their Netflixes, Hulu making money because they show you commercials and you don't have no say so. Hulu said, you gonna watch this here commercial. Go on and watch it. And you just be sitting there waiting with the little thing going around in the corner. All right. Roku, same thing. Roku has made more revenue because they have more watch hours because they have advertising. Netflix has no advertising, but I wouldn't be surprised if within the next couple years or so, Netflix starts dropping advertising in its service. But then again, Netflix makes so much money that they may not do that. So with that being said, during this coronavirus stay-at-home pandemic, Roku is winning because the more watch hours they get, the more ad revenue they make, while Netflix, on the other hand, they just holding steady. Not unless they get new subscribers, but you know, we share. Caring and sharing ain't no fun if the homie can't have none. So we share our passwords. They tried to crack down and scare us a little something, but Disney, I keep watching that Disney stock. I keep watching. But the reason why Disney stock has not fallen through the cracks, because Disney is tried and true. Everybody know Disney ain't going, it's going to take a lot for Mickey to fail out here. That's all I'm saying. It's going to take a lot for Mickey to fail. So Disney stock is, I doubt you will see them completely bottom out, but I'm just waiting for them to come down just a little bit more for I hop on a train. But right now, I mean, Disneyland, Disney World, you know, they are suffering because these Disneylands and Disney Worlds are all over the world. So they are really taking a huge hit right now, but you have to keep in mind Disney also owns ABC Network and other networks like that. So they still making some change long as we turn that TV on. And Disney Plus, I expect their roster that is supposed to come out later this year, I'm expecting them to start bumping those dates up. Watch. They're going to start bumping the dates up because they know that our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter each day while we sitting up in the house. We done did every TikTok challenge we can think of. And, you know, at some point, they're going to have to give us something to watch before we run through everything they have on there, because I'm grown. I don't need to watch no old Disney Channel shows. I want some good grown content to keep me engaged. You know, and even my daughter, she getting bored with Disney Plus right now. So with that being said, you know, I'm gonna need Disney to come on down just a little bit more, and I'm gonna hop on that thing. And when they reopen them parks and Mickey come out and go, "Hi, it's Mickey Mouse," I'm gonna be like, "Hell yeah, Mickey! Tell them hoes it's Mickey." Yeah, I'm ready for that day. I'm ready. I mean, I'm ready when they are. Yeah. So when it comes, I will be ready. I just got to go ahead and get me some Disney stock. But whoo, Lord, I'm just scared to come off like almost $100 a share. I promise you, I'm shook. I am shook. But yeah. All right. So with that being said, I sincerely appreciate all of you who took time, because I think I've talked a little bit over an hour and I didn't want to go too far over an hour, but I appreciate all of you who took time out this evening to come in for us to talk about stock. And I hope that you all have a little better understanding. And I'm just going to figure out some type of way to pin this video so when we have new members come in and when we have members leave, you know, that this will be helpful to people to come in and they can just kind of look at that and look at this video and kind of get on their feet to kind of get a better understanding of what's happening coming in the door. Because I know, you know, you walk in to a new group and it's like, hey, and you looking around and you see everybody already talking and it's like, well, you know, it's kind of like double dutch. Like, where do I get in? And so I thank everybody in the group for being welcoming to our new members. And I just really hope that everyone starts participating a little more. But if for some reason you end up being one of the people that is removed from the group, just know that it's nothing malicious. It's nothing personal. It's just that I want an environment of nurture, support, and love. Okay. And I'm not saying that you're not nurturing. I'm not saying that you're supportive. And I'm not saying that you're not loving. I'm just saying that you ain't participating right now. And this is not the time to have onlookers. We all got to get active and we all got to get busy. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I love you guys dearly. And I thank you guys so much for just allowing me to pull you guys into this and for being receptive and for being willing to take a chance to be better on the other side of this thing. Okay. So with that being said, my stomach is growling. So I'm going to go cook dinner and then I'm going to look at some stocks. I got it bad, y'all. Like, I'm gonna just post a picture of me in the group just scratching. I'll make it a GIF. But yeah. All right. So love you guys very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe. Stay home. And don't let nobody cough, sneeze, burp, or fart near you. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Bye.